Hi guys, I'm sorry I missed you in class, but here's a quick demo on how to do landscapes with chalk. First, you need your canvas, and you need to put your name on it. Don't worry about a title or the signature and date as of yet. Write your name so I can read it. I'm Jean Moore, and I am using chalk. I'm going to flip my image over, and I want to think about... I'm sure they heard you. Thank you. My videographer is helping me with my hour. Thank you. Include that. Awesome. All right. So here, talk about images. This image is not a good one. Why? Because the sky and the water or ice is the same. When you work, try to find images that are more interesting and have your space broken up between sky, land, water, land that's even closer. It will help you create an illusion of depth. With that said, I'm going to just lightly draw this in my composition. First thing, here's the separation between my sky and my water. And I can add, technically, here's where the ridge of the cliff is, and then here's where that horizon line would continue, but here we get to now kind of work it into here's where the water is, here's where a rock is, and then the water can continue. Please notice, I did not include the detail of the clouds. I did not include the detail of the trees. I did not include the detail of the rock because we don't need that yet. What we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about chalk and what you need. When you have your paper or your composition, make sure you also have your name and hour on your sheet. This is how you're going to store your materials. And when you're at your table, you're going to notice that there's going to be 2 boxes of square chalk pastels. And I want to make sure that you guys are owning it. So you'll notice that each pack is labeled. And so you should grab that for your space. When you look at these packs, you're going to notice that there's different values. Use that to your benefit. Okay, when I work with my sky, I'm going to think about the different values that I'm going to be using. I want to make sure that I have my blues for the skies, and I'm going to be working with these colors. I want lighter at the bottom. I'm going to go really lightly, and I'm just dragging that chalk across my composition. Why did I do the sky first? You always work with what is the farthest away. And so, there we go. There are 3 values. I'm going to definitely add more once I finish the wash. All right, my land, I'm going to grab 3 different values again. I've got my darker colors down here. I'm going to let them come up. I am ignoring the trees at this time. I'm going to have some more browns in here. And I'm actually going to go with making some tans in this space. I noticed that we're going to have some reddish rock around the water and some more browns. Now I'm going to let this kind of be nice and light, and I'm going to go over it with some peach. So please notice how much color I am using for this stage. Again, if you don't like it, you will be able to lift it off. I'm looking at my sky being blues, my water is going to be blues. I'm thinking about the art movement. I'm going to be using Impressionism, so I'm going to use colors that are similar, but I'm really going to talk about light sources, and you'll end up seeing some of my brush strokes in there. So I'm going to go ahead with this darker blue. I don't want my sky blue and my water blue to be the same. No, I'm just getting that brief color in. I have my chalk down. Now here comes the wash. I got water, and I want to make sure you're using a soft hair brush. You're not going to need a lot of water for this. What your goal is to take what is in the chalk and add some water, and it's going to become like a watercolor kind of consistency. Make sure you're doing the edges and the perimeter. When you need more water, you can go ahead and work inside of that. Think about the direction of your brush stroke. In general, when you're working with landscapes, you want to work with horizontal lines. If you use vertical lines, loopy lines, you're going to give the illusion that it's windy. If you make lines that are going down, you're going to give the illusion of it being storming. So just pay attention to your brush and the strokes that you're making when working with it. I'm going to clean off my brush. I'm trying to hide those lines, and now I'm going to actually work with this mountainous area that I'll work on just a little bit. You saw those 3 colors that were in it in just a minute ago, but you can see how now they're blending together so nicely. I'm going to just add a little more water there. I want to make sure that I don't have any white spots. I call those ghosts. I don't want any ghosts. And then this is going to trail into the land that is up front here. Oop, I kind of skipped that rock, but that's okay for now. Don't forget the edges. Think about those horizontal brush strokes, your lines that you're using, and that will be awesome to work with. All right, and finally, this deep or darker color water. When I look at it now and I think to myself, all right, Jean, this needs to be much darker. I know that this is my wash and this is just my first layer, and of course I will add more color to give it more intense value when I come back to class next time. So there we go, there's the wash. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to end here where you could go and work into that. The last thing I want to show you though is if you make a mistake with this, if you get something wet and you put water on top of it, you can actually dab it off with a paper towel and you can remove color. I used my art smock, but you go ahead and use a paper towel on the back counter in the back of the room. So that's an easy way to lift up color if you want to let white clouds peek through or if you make a mistake. All right, good luck.